guys, it's LpsHoney and welcome back to a new video. So y'all remember those miniature foods I made a video on a couple months ago? Well, I've actually been really enjoying them in my own personal time, buying some to make off of YouTube just for my own enjoyment. And I went down to my local Kmart today and saw that they had the new series of them. Living in Australia means I'm a little behind on whatever gets released in America, so this may have been released a month ago by now. I'm not completely sure, but either way I was super excited to see them in Australia, so I bought 4. 2 big ones and 2 small ones, and I'm so unbelievably excited to make these miniature foods for my LPS. I think they're so cool and just help all miniature collectors in general, whether it be LPS, Barbies, Monster High, My Little Pony, whatever it is, these just fit so well with all different brands. It's so cool. So here's what they look like. Balls. We have the larger design, which is $3 more, and the smaller design, which is probably the best bang for buck and what I would recommend in general. Like if you only had enough money for one, I'd recommend the smaller one just because it's cheaper and you still get a really great item inside. Too big and too small. I feel like a lot of you guys didn't know I had TikTok until recently, and a lot of you do prefer kind of short form content when it comes to unboxings. So I decided to kind of split my unboxings up between the 2 platforms. So with all that being said, let's open these up and see what designs we get. I actually don't know what different designs there are. All I'm aware of is there is a macaron set in the smaller ones, which I'm hoping to get. So let's cross our fingers and hope we get some good stuff for our LPS. Also, I forgot to mention, I believe these are now themed. So the miniature ones are cafe themed and the larger ones are diner themed. So let's see what we got inside our first one. So here's our checklist like usual, and there are some really good designs in this series. I'm honestly really impressed. There also seems to be a lot of like hidden designs, which they didn't do previously. But personally, I'm really liking the alphabet soup, the hot dog, and the macarons. Everything's in here, and there are a lot of drink designs, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got one of them. Okay, that is actually hella cute. So it looks like we got a popcorn pack, which I love the colors so much. Here's the popcorn. How cute is that? Like, it's literally individual little kernels of popcorn. Here's everything that was inside, and I'm honestly really impressed. The detail for such a small, cheap item is kind of admirable, especially with how products are today. So it came with sprinkles, glaze, bowl, spoon, and our popcorn with a resealable little tag. It also came with a pair of tongs and a little bowl to kind of seal up the glaze, but I never really used that, and the tongs are definitely handy for smaller pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and open these 2 up quickly. We'll see what we get, and then let's make some food. And like the previous series, they do come with a table. For my LPS, I usually get rid of the stand and just use the tabletop for my LPS because, you know, they're kind of small. Personally, my favorite design is the birthday cake, but overall I'm kind of vibing more with the small like cafe series. That's just my personal opinion, but there are some good items in the bigger ones. Okay, so we got a cake. There are some hidden cake designs, so I don't know if this is the birthday cake or a different one, but I'm like really hopeful and excited right now. No way. No way. This is everything that it came with, and I just cannot wait to make this one. So let's open up our final one and then get into making these because I really cannot wait. And honestly, if you want to skip ahead, I'll put timestamps in the description down below and they'll be on screen. So just skip ahead if you want to see how these turn out because I don't blame you. As long as it's not another birthday cake, I think we're winning right now. We got ravioli, however, it is my favorite pasta, so I am not disappointed at all. I feel like I'm always honest with you guys, and I honestly have to say that they've really stepped it up with series 2. Here's everything that came in our ravioli pack. Got the sauce, parmesan cheese, some little mint leaves for garnishing. It is looking so good. So now that we've opened all 3 up, let's assemble them using the resin sauce included in each pack and see how they turn out. So I'm going to try making our pasta first, and this is my main complaint about these is I love keeping the packaging afterwards to use for my videos, obviously, and stuff like this you kind of have to like rip the plastic, so it's hard to keep it afterwards. So if that's something like you want to keep these nice, you're just never gonna have to open them. Next up is to put our sauce in, and this is kind of like the main ingredient that brings it all together. It is a UV resin, so the instructions are to put it on, leave it in the sun, and then it's done. Yes, I am a professional rapper. Yes, I am barring right now. God damn. The next step is to put our garnishings on, so I'm going to put some mint leaves and Parmesan cheese. I am going to use the tongs for this step because I don't want resin all over my hands. Pasta à la LpsHoney, bon appetit. Let's put this in our windowsill. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fully harden for the resin to cure. And while that's happening, let's move on to our birthday cake. Now in the instructions it says to make it while it's on the cake stand. However, I don't want this to permanently be on the cake stand, so I'm going to make it on the underside of one of the included tables because I don't want resin on my floor. It is very hard to clean up, but I also don't want it sticking to the cake stand. So this is probably the best viable kind of solution for me. First coat is done. I'm a little worried there's not going to be enough resin to cover the top, but we'll see. It then says to put your little whipped cream circle on, so I'm just gonna drop this nicely into place. The next step is much of the same, but I'm really worried there's not going to be enough resin. There's definitely enough resin. I had to use all my strength and take the lid off, but there is definitely enough. It is a little hard to see from this angle and I do apologize, but our birthday cake is done. I'm going to add it to the windowsill and let's finish on our popcorn. So because the popcorn is from the smallest set, it is the easiest to make. So we're just going to chuck everything in this bowl and mix. Next is some sprinkles with our giant spoon, and this is just to ensure that everything kind of sticks together with the glaze. Everything looks to be sticking pretty well, so I might add some more popcorn, sprinkles, and glaze, and then add it to the windowsill. Here's our little creations on the windowsill. I'm just gonna let them cure for about 10 minutes, and then we'll see how they turned out. So it's been about 15 minutes. I gave it a little longer because there was a lot of glaze mixed into the popcorn, but let's take a look at how our creations turned out. So our resin turned out pretty much perfect. Our ravioli looks incredible, and I've also included some size comparisons to an LPS just so you get an idea. The birthday cake looks so good. On the stand it is very tall, but directly next to an LPS it's a pretty accurate size of like a big birthday cake. No eating, thank you very much. And lastly is our popcorn. This is probably like the least fancy looking, but it's also the best for LPS sizes. So I think it turned out great. And I also got to keep a bunch of the packaging, which is awesome. So there you have it, guys, the newest series of the Make It Miniverse foods. I really love these. I do think they've improved from series 1. The packaging's a lot easier, and I think there is a bit more resin than the original series. I didn't really struggle with like covering everything up, which I kind of did with a few items from series 1. But with this series, I honestly had resin left over from the ravioli and the popcorn, so you really won't be struggling to create your perfect little food for your LPS or whatever miniatures you want to use. My favorite design is of course the birthday cake, but I am really hopeful to get some more designs, especially from the cafe series. That's my personal favorite, though there are some really cool looking detailed designs in the diner series. Overall, it's just an improvement all around, and like I said, I'll be opening another cafe one on my TikTok at the LpsHoney, so I hope to see you guys over there, and hopefully we can get the macarons or maybe the hot dog. I think these turned out really great, and I'm so glad that I was able to find them. Of course, there were some drawbacks like the packaging not being fully reusable. However, I did get a lot of new packaging that I could still use, which is awesome. And I did have some leftover food, like quite a bit of popcorn still left over after making the full creation. But having stuff like that is really cool, not just for LPS, but just collecting miniatures in general and making scenes with them. So I am very happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you think of these new series of Miniverse foods, and let me know if you've got any, because I'm very interested to see the other designs. Maybe I'll look them up online, and yeah, that's about all. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye guys! Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna have some cake.